Hi, I am Sosin, Faculty of Anthropology for UPSC. I welcome you back to Anthro Times. This is that series which we have started to give you a walkthrough of the syllabus of UPSC Anthropology. Now, coming to today's discussion, in the last video, I was talking about one particular section, that is chapter 1.6 of paper 1. This is a topic that actually deals with several fossil ancestors of Homo sapiens. Meaning, we are continuing our talk about the very interesting, scintillating and fascinating aspect of human inquisitiveness. As I have said earlier, humans, meaning Homo sapiens, have always been inquisitive to know their roots, their origins, and the species from where they might have originated in the process of microorganic evolution. As a part of that, today's topic of discussion is Australopithecus. First, let me give you a basic meaning of this term. This is for the comfort of the beginner. Australo is southern, Pithecus is ape man. Australopithecus is southern ape. So, for example, if somebody says Australopithecus africanus, meaning southern ape of Africa. Now, going ahead from here, Homo sapiens, as I have said before, has evolved from a quadrupedal, four-leg locomotion entity into a bipedal, meaning the one that walks on 2 feet. In this process, between the quadrupedal ones and the perfect bipedal one of Homo sapiens, we have had what was called Australopithecus. So, several arguments are there which you would be studying as a part of your syllabus, but here I would want to give you a brief glimpse of Australo. So, this was that fossil that was one of the huge number of efforts made by man to find the ancestors. Sometimes the archaeologists and the paleontologists, they were intentionally going for these discoveries, and occasionally they were accidental ones. So whether they were intentional or accidental, we could find several interesting stories that could actually take human evolution to 5 to 6 million years ago. Now here, when we talk about Australo, I'm not giving you the whole lot of, of which species and all that stuff, but let me give you the very basic understanding of this. Like how we call ourselves Homo sapiens. Homo is the genus to which we belong. Sapiens, Homo sapiens is the species we are. Similarly, Australopithecus is a name of a genus. And there are several variants or species. Australopithecus africanus is one species, or Australopithecus javanicus was one more species. So, we have several variants based on the place from where Australo was found. Now, the question here is, in your UPSC preparation, you have to study about different species within Australo, meaning which are the African species, which one are the ones that were found in China, Java, etc. And what are the differences in the timeline? Is it that southern Australo was earlier to eastern Australo, or they were existing parallelly, kind of a discussion? And you must also know what are the physical features. This is here very interesting thing emerges. The earliest evidences of Australo, they showed that Australo had several commonalities with the ape ancestors, maybe ape cousins such as the chimpanzees. So that leads to a kind of a conclusion that maybe perhaps Australo is via media between them and us. So this is the inquisitive discussion that takes us to the entire southern part of Africa, to the Rift Valley of Africa. This is considered to be the homeland of Australo. For a long time, people thought that Australopithecus existed only here, and from here our ancestors have come. And that is where we have this very interesting theory called out of Africa theory. When we say out of Africa theory, it means that we are talking about the possibility to conclude that we might have come from Africa. And then after that, we have found evidences of Australo outside Africa, somewhere in China, somewhere in other places. And that created another confusion. How is it possible that our ancestor was in Africa and at the same time we found the ancestor elsewhere? Is it that these two were coexisting? I know this is going to be a very interesting thing that you're going to study as a part of anthropology syllabus of UPSC. So the kind of questions that would be asked or Australo, one could be what are the controversies or what are the theories related to Australo being our ancestor? That is the first one. Second thing is what are the regional variants? What are the species of Australo? It is here, you'll have to know your syllabus mentions Australopithecines, meaning the entire lot of Australo species. And then thirdly, you'll have to also know what are the features that can bring us to a conclusion that Australo perhaps was our ancestor, meaning comparing Homo sapiens with Australo, trying to a conclusion that Australo might have been our ancestor. I know these are the kind of questions that you should be preparing for. As far as our ritual of suggesting books for your study and reference is concerned, I have mentioned a couple of them. I'm trying to bring back those books. There was one book by title An Introduction to Anthropology by Beans and Hoiser. This was one. And second, you have this Indian book, Anthropology by Physical Anthropology by B.M. Das. And thirdly, we have the other book of Anthropology by Ember and Ember. Out of these three books, Beans and Hoiser rates high on the study of concepts such as these. I hope this talk of mine was of help to you. Keep watching, keep listening to us, and also try to go back to the old videos if you have missed anything, and continue with me in this journey of studying anthropology through the basics. Have a good time.